At 6 a.m.
I love it. Not this morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing out there? What's going on? What's up? I'm Omi Bell. I'm here with my co-host, Takia Ross.
Hey, hey,
And
hey.
you're watching the 30-Day Show. Let me make sure the folks on Instagram can see us. I'm gonna have to give me an intro video. You know, for my other show, I created a little animation on Gemini. It was real inspiring. It'd be like, and it'd be like, and then it, you know what I'm saying? And then bam, and then I come in. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fix this one. So when it come in, it'd be like boom, 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 and then it'd be like, it's us. We're here.
It was the that's what they got me.
That's what it sounds like. We're gonna do it. So look, the 30-Day Show. All right, we are here. We just having fun, honestly. I mean, this is one of those things where we want to talk to as many business owners as we can, business owners, investors, people with great ideas, things like that. And we just going, it's kind of like no holds barred show. We giving you the real. I know we're both business owners and also coaches, teachers, mentors, all those things. And we've seen a lot of businesses and we done dealt with some stuff. So to give you had a story.
Oh, listen,
you want to jump into. We got 3 guests today. Just to give you our preview of the show, we do have 3 guests today. I also have some announcements about some things coming up with BGV. So make sure y'all tap in. But yeah, let's get into it.
Listen, I got excited about the 3 guests. I couldn't even get myself together. So good. So listen, all right. So only this one and all of our business besties out here. So listen up. This is some real stuff. So I look real rough this morning. I didn't even comb my hair. I ain't put no water in it or nothing, Jesus. Because I woke up this morning and I got an email from Shopify that I had a chargeback. Right. So I own a product company, Kiki Thunder Cosmetics, and we sell a line of highly pigmented, smudge-proof, water-resistant liquid matte lipsticks and other cosmetics products. And I'm excited about it. And we're small but mighty. And so, I really know my customers. Like most of my customers are repeat and return customers. We're on it. Like I don't play about our Thundercats. So I got a chargeback and I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. What's happening?
Edges snatched.
Edges gone. That's why my hat is on. Okay. That's why my edges is gone. So I go and I'm looking, I'm like, what's going on? Did we miss an order? Because, I'm going to take responsibility first, right? Did we miss an order? Did I not do something? Like what happened? What made us, right, miss this order? So I go back and I'm doing my research now. It's 4:00 in the morning. I'm like, hold on, let me figure out. Well, come to find out, the customer is doing a chargeback for gift cards. So they ordered gift cards from us. Our gift cards are delivered electronically directly to your email address immediately. So once you place the order, your gift cards are in your email and you can use your codes and you can order what you want. So I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a mess. But I also looked and saw that this customer has purchased from us multiple times. So they've gotten orders from us before. And I was just like, well, oh my goodness, if something went wrong, why didn't they reach out to us? Like I would have immediately, oh my goodness, did it not come through? Like what's happening? I go directly to the chargeback. But then I started doing some research about chargebacks because I've been hearing it a lot in our ecosystem, especially with our smaller businesses, particularly, I follow a lot of minority businesses. So forgive me, I'm sure it's happening across the board. I know it is because I did some research real quick this morning. And it says 62% of merchants report increases in misuse of chargeback. They call it friendly fraud.
What?
That's what they're calling it. Friendly fraud. Global chargeback volume is projected to increase 24% between 2025 and 2028. That's from MasterCard. And merchants.
Okay, wait a minute. Oh, it's gift cards. So they didn't actually receive them.
So our gift cards come as an electronic gift card. So you can purchase it online and you get it electronically as a code that you can use. Like, here's your gift card, and it comes like electronically. So you'll get a code, you can go to the website, you can use it immediately. So they did a chargeback for the gift cards. And so we're working on, disputing that or whatever. But I wanted to do some research about chargebacks because I have been hearing a lot on Instagram, on social media, on TikTok about people battling these chargebacks, right? Where people are getting the merchandise, they're getting, their orders, they're getting prom dresses, they're getting hair, they're getting merchandise like product, they're receiving it. They have pictures of them wearing it, using it. They have pictures of them
and they're charging it back.
And they're doing chargebacks, hundreds of thousands of dollars of chargebacks to these smaller companies. And so I wanted to, like I said, I was doing some research, and it was just saying that the global chargeback, so it's increasing by 24%, and merchants only win about 45% of disputes that they challenge. So the companies, right? So PayPal, Square, your credit card company, they err on the side of the consumer, right?
They do. So immediately they're snatching it.
Yeah. So they're gonna take. They're gonna.
So what happens to the product that
they got it? They got it. They already got the product. They already have the product. They already have received the service, because some of this is service. So they've already received their hair. Their hair got done, their makeup got done, their nails got done. You know what I mean? They received the service and or the product, but after they receive it, they'll then do a chargeback, and they'll say they didn't get it, or that something was wrong or something. And then, of course, for the business owner, and Omi, they immediately come and take that money out of your account. Like, it's not even
they're snatching it. No thoughts. They're snatching it immediately. And you looking like, what happened? Now I had slightly different thing happened to me where I had fraud, where somebody ordered, when I was doing merch, when I was printing merch, somebody ordered like 10,000 USBs, right? Now I'm communicating with them over email. I'm having them fill out a credit card authorization form where they have to sign it and send it back to me. So I did seemingly all the steps that would be the right steps, right? To verify this thing. Then all of a sudden, I'm talking about this, like $20,000. All of a sudden, the charge got reported as fraud. Now, all that money that came to me, and now they're taking all that money back, all the money that was not there anymore, okay, out of my accounts. And they're like, oh yeah, we this was reported as fraud. So it was like 3 orders. So 2 of them got, one of them, when it happened with one, I said, wait a minute, something happened. So I got on my private eye, you know what I'm saying? And found like the real people that credit cards they had stolen. The people had stolen somebody else's credit card, gave me a fake address to mail it to. So they charged. So I don't know if this is happening, but I'm saying to people out there, this is another thing that's happening. They might be doing this. They might have stolen a credit card. And then they don't even care about the product. I don't even know where the product went. It went to some random, where when I finally got Googled it, whatever, it was like an empty, like vacant store on the corner. I didn't think I had to Google where the delivery was going. And they used some 3PL. They used some third-party logistics company. So you couldn't even really, they're the customer of the 3PL. So the 3PL wouldn't give me information about them. You know what I mean? That's why I'm in tax at now, child. Because those orders threw my whole life off. It was crazy.
But see, I want you to think, like, and I'm so grateful that you said that, like, how it throws your whole life off. And I think that, one thing, so first and foremost, I'm a consumer. I'm a buy. Like, one thing, as a kid gonna shop, she gonna get her things, okay? And so I totally understand the need to protect consumers against businesses who are doing fraudulent behavior, who are putting themselves out there that they are, I'm a legitimate business, purchase this from me, you purchase and you never get your things. You absolutely have the right, and you should, to be able to get your money back from said business, right? I totally understand that. However, there's also an underpinning that's happening now where people have recognized that I can, and not everybody, right? Most of my consumers are absolutely amazing, right? And I'm not even saying that this particular customer isn't amazing. She probably is, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. But after doing research, there is an underpinning of customers who are taking advantage of the system, right? So they know that I can do it this way, and then I can do a chargeback. I can get half or all of my money back, right? And I've gotten a product, I've gotten what I need, I've been able to use it, and there's nothing that this business can do about it, because in reality, there is nothing. Like, there is nothing.
There's
like,
nothing
once
you can
they
do about
rule that was like, it was free and clear, even if it was wrong, even if you have proof.
Yeah.
I've seen people that have proof of people wearing the dress, have them physically doing the person's hair, like, this is the person, people giving reviews about the products that they received and then do a chargeback. I just really believe that is wrong. It's absolutely wrong. And we need to think about ways to handle this. But also, is this one of the major challenges that's putting a lot of our small merchants at risk right now? Not only are we battling, because everything is like, you're not doing business right. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing something wrong.
Everything is that.
Yeah. And I'm like, wait a minute. No, like, I monitor my cash flow. I'm like, I know my inventory down to the one. Like, I know exactly how many we have, what our units, how much it costs. I know all the things. But when somebody does something like this, not only do you lose product, because you're never getting that product back, and even if, and you might not get the money back. So now I don't even have the money to reinvest, right? Because a portion of that money goes into paying your expenses and oftentimes reinvestment into your business. And so if you're getting a ton of those chargebacks, it's no wonder that
so I want to double tap on like the like, people just don't know what small business owners are going through. You know what I'm saying? They just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday when it was just like, when people are deciding to get out of small business, like, it is not just one thing. It is like a piling of things. Like, it's never just,
oh yeah, and
like, I can't do this, I'm out. You know what I mean? It's not that.
And then when you talk about product-based businesses, that's the thing I think too. Like, people put all the businesses in one spot too, right? Like, they say like, oh, small businesses, and then it's like service-based, product-based, everybody, nobody, everybody, or Black-owned businesses. Oh, all Black-owned businesses, right? Like, Black-owned businesses is Black-owned business. That Nasa, who's supposed to be here, which I don't know what's going on with her, but she said, do you get terms and conditions signed? We have successfully dealt with chargeback using terms and conditions signed by the customer. So when I dealt with it, when it was fraud, the person actually sent me a whole wet signature that they had to scan in and send to me. It was not even their credit card. They signed somebody else's name. So, and my combating that with like QuickBooks, they didn't really care about that, to be honest. I mean, I don't know if things have gotten more advanced, but I think like you might be able to combat it with terms and conditions at checkout with with PayPal or the card company or whatever. You might be, or the bank, you might be able to be like, oh, nah, this person knew this. So you may be able to do it that way. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure that it's deep protections. I think overall too, still just like what you got to go through.
Yeah, yeah, and it is, and it is, it really is, and then too, the pushback you get from your consumers, like, because how many times have you seen somebody and they got like 847,222 terms and conditions that you gotta, you know what I mean? And I'm being honest, because
yeah.
we have a service-based side. So I know like that part of it. And it's like you get the pushback, like, why do you have so many rules and da-da-da? It's because
this is why.
did something.
Yeah. This is why. I mean, it's a necessary, you gotta have it, you know what I'm saying, either way, because that's the way you're gonna be able to combat it.
Yes.
Right? But it has, but I will say, we could talk, there's the financial toll.
Oh,
and it depends on what here's the thing, every month ain't the same. So like one money hits you like, all right, bet, okay, cool, boom, 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 sending the proof, blah, 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 get your money back, maybe that. It be that month when it's like 30 days from Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, what the, like, are you freaking kidding me right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, it be that month where you had to pay off something big. You know, like you just took a large chunk of money and you just paid off something big, and here they go with a freaking complaint. You know what I mean? That part is crazy to me. I want to, I'm gonna bring Nasa up. But yeah, that part be getting you. It be when you write about it, you done figured it out.
Yes.
You got everything's on track.
Yeah.
You rocking and rolling. Yes. You got bills paying. You like, I'm killing it right now. And then all of a sudden, 15 chargebacks. You like, what the hell? Yeah, it's somebody some complaint. By the way, you know what? I'm glad that while we were talking, I did place my order as well, because I realized like, so KikiThunder.com, KIKITHUNDA.com. I had a dream, okay?
Oh, Lord.
That because she had told me that the ellipsis was back in stock, and I had a dream that I didn't get mine, and then I ran out, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta get mine. So I just placed an order for 2. Make sure I gotta get mine.
Go out today.
See what I'm saying?
That's how we do. You place your order before 12. We send that thing out. We don't want to hold on to your thing.
Okay, that's there we go. No chargebacks on my side. Okay. I want to come to the stage. Welcome, Nasa Shelley. Hello. Hey.
It's so good to see you.
Nasa girl. You know it's 5 a.m. over here. You talking about what I'm supposed to do. If you don't open that calendar invite and come over here.
Look, I'm so sorry. I got it together. I'm so sorry.
I was like, I'm beautiful.
Thank you. I was like, I'm gonna be there. Sure.
She was ready. She was ready, homie. She was ready. She woke up ready.
Ready in the wrong place. Just
ready in the wrong place. Well, look, that's a little bit of what we're talking about. Okay, like that brings us right in. So it's interesting. So Carpe Diem, and do you describe it as a dating service now?
Yes.
Okay. I want to get into that too.
A matchmaking service.
A matchmaking service. Okay, awesome. So I want to let you talk about like what it is, how you describe it. But also I didn't realize like you may deal with chargebacks too.
Oh yeah.
Well, why? I mean, if people sign up for a service, I don't get. Why would they then say, like, why would they then not pay for it or want to report it or whatever?
Oh yeah. So dating apps and services, dating apps actually are considered high risk businesses akin to marijuana, firearms, and like other
really
like sex, like OnlyFans. So like if you're running like a dating service, it's considered one of the highest likelihood of chargebacks. So we can't even use Shopify. We can't use what were we using before? We were using Stripe. We were using Stripe. We got kicked off of Stripe once we started generating significant revenue. We had to build our own like payment platform using high risk payment processors because it's such a high risk business with high disputes. So we are like very clear with like our terms and conditions, and because we use high risk payment processors, they are more favorable to the company. Like they're still likely to like they're still going to dispute like right through the credit card, but the process, right, they're going to like fight that dispute. Unlike Stripe or like a Shopify or something, where that like process going back and forth is not going to be as rigorous on behalf of the company. Like our platform is going to fight, like literally we'll go to arbitration for the company, because that's like what we're paying them for. So it's, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, because I didn't even know that existed. And I think that like that's one of the beautiful things of having these conversations, right? Like there are different kinds of different ways to do this. It's like more than one way to skin a cat. And so I think we just learned today, I was today years old when I learned that there are payment processors that are favorable to companies.
You're paying them more per transaction.
Okay.
And like that, like then you would pay like a Stripe or a Shopify or something, but it's because, right, like you're paying them for those protections that they're gonna then give you on the back end.
Well, that's really good to know. That's so good to know.
And if you have a higher dollar amount for your service, then it can balance it out.
Yeah. Like that makes perfect sense. Nasa, thank you for that. Because thank you for saying that, because we don't know. Like a lot of times when we get started, like you're just using what you know is available to you.
Right.
And so then when you come up against these things, and like I said, I'm blessed that this is one in the past 7 years, right? So I'm very blessed. However, I also think that there are companies like hair companies, right? People who sell, hair, like I know that they get a lot of chargebacks. So getting the knowledge that there are other and alternatives to what you're used to as a payment processor is key.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is so I had somebody asking about, I have a Wix site, am I protected? What's the best way to protect online shopping? Well, I think we just shared where, so we have it's about the payment process. So if you're just joining us, good morning, welcome. I'm here with my co-host Takia Ross and Nasa Shelley. She is the founder of Carpe Diem, and we're talking about chargebacks. Takia started out with a story about chargebacks, and we just got into this conversation. If you have a product-based business or now service-based, it doesn't matter. If you're taking credit card transactions in any way, you likely have dealt with chargebacks or will deal with chargebacks at some point. A couple things you want to do. One, you want to make sure you have terms and conditions. You wanted it, and you want them to force to sign it. So it should be like a click here to say you accept these terms and conditions, the same way all the other places you buy from do, right? To make sure that if that does happen, you do have some protection to be able to come back. Because you can, like, if Stripe comes back and says like, oh, this person says that that wasn't a charge, we deal with that with Razorfy. Because sometimes people will donate and they'll forget that they donated. And then they'll be looking at their statement like, I don't know what this charge is. I don't even know what BGV is. I don't even know what Razorfy. And then they'll kick it back. And then we have to go, oh no, like they did do this. So sometimes we go back and forth. Sometimes we just pay it and let it go and just be like, whatever, because we don't want to deal with it. But sometimes we have to go through that ourselves, right? And then what I'm hearing Nasa say is that there are some more rigorous platforms outside of like Stripe, PayPal, Shopify, which is like your known ones that you just go for because they're easy. They're easy to go for. They're really, really accessible. But there are other platforms that can really act on behalf of the company and really fight those charges. I also think, again, I wanted to lean into the dating platform side of it, where I didn't realize, and it makes sense. In another life, I used to bartend at a strip club, but it makes sense, that this would be a high risk company in terms of like interactions and the way regulations and all that kind of stuff. But tell us about what Carpe Diem is for those out there who may or may not know.
So Carpe Diem is a tech-enabled matchmaking service specifically designed to help Black women find love. So on one side of the marketplace, we have amazing Black women who are single looking for high quality connections. On the other side, we have anyone interested in dating Black women. So we're ethnicity and sexuality agnostic. And then we pair you with a personal matchmaker, and we give you high quality curated matches. And you work with a matchmaker throughout the duration of your membership, which lasts a year for all of our memberships. We give you coaching, support, and you interact through our matchmaking platform. And we use video first matching, right? So you get your match, you interact with your matchmaker, and then you go on your virtual video date. That's how you first meet your match. And then usually our members are kind of off to the races. We really use video as the first way of them connecting meaningfully to kind of spur that connection, right? Like no texting, get right to like that meaningful connection face to face. And then we support you through that relationship journey as you're courting throughout your relationship. So we've been doing it for about 6 years now in the DMV area. And I've had the pleasure of knowing Omi and Takia through various things and helping a lot of Black women make amazing connections. And so now we're expanding to new locations. So I'm really excited about our journey.
I just thought about something.
I thought about a lot of things.
Okay. So what locations are you in now?
So we were primarily in DC, Maryland, Virginia, which you guys knew because that was like our launch location. So now we have a growing member base in Atlanta. So like in Georgia, Texas, and New York. And so we also experimented. We now have members that are in Chicago. It's like a tertiary market for us now. And we have some members that are in California as well as North and South Carolina.
Ooh, Nathan, now listen, girlfriend, because you know me and you, we cuts up bad. First of all, we ain't gonna let the people know. We ain't gonna let them know. So Nathan, what made you get into this? Like, how did you decide matchmaking?
The matchmaking was a journey through the process of wanting to create a dating app, right, that I thought was better for helping Black women find romantic connections, because I'm an attorney by trade and I was just dating and living in DC, and I was using all the other dating apps everybody else was using. Tinder, I think at the time it was really mainly Tinder, and this is more analog. Like even people were using OkCupid or like Match at the time, and going on a lot of dates and just realizing, okay, it's not getting the date isn't the problem, it's really the vetting, right? Like the third date, you realize that you guys are not aligned. Like this person doesn't want kids and you do. This person never wants to get married and you do, right? This person has a completely different perspective on life and growth and travel. And, you know, you guys just are not aligned, right? But it would have been great to have known that before you even put makeup on, right? And like went on a date, because you shouldn't even be probably on a date with this person. And so that's how like Carpe Diem kind of evolved. And it really we started narrowing our focus on Black women just out of me seeing and talking to other women that were just in my circle, right? Like I went to Howard Law, like most of my friends were Black, talking to other professional Black women. And we just had this palpable pain point where we all were kind of saying the same problems with dating, and then looking around like there was no solution for us. Like I would talk to other services, matchmakers, look on other apps, and you would find an app for everything. So an app for people who want to date bald men, people who like cats, people who, you know, like any random thing, like you could find a dating app for, but there was nothing for people who wanted to date Black women. And for like professional, high quality, you know, Black women. And so I was like, there should be something for us, right? Like there should be something when I asked my friends, like what you're using, that we were all kind of saying the same thing, because it was really built for women like us. And so that's what we kind of endeavored to create.
I appreciate that too, because I also had gone to like matchmaking services, and they would just be like, we don't know, like we don't have anybody, without saying it, like we don't have anybody that wants to date Black women, right? Like they wouldn't say it like that, but it would just be like, oh, well, like we would have to do a special service and search for you. Yes. And yeah, that's how it would be. And now it'd be like, okay, well, you don't have anybody that you know of that would describe me. Another thing is like as you get older. So I think too, like with the matchmaker that I did end up hiring, she specialized in like women over 40. Like, and so I was like, okay, now we talking, because matchmaking services, from what I've seen, and I'm wondering what your journey has been like, but your typical matchmaking service is looking for the young woman to match with the older dude.
Yeah.
And so how do you move through that? Like, I think right now when the loneliness epidemic has the market for the time that we're living in been favorable to what you're trying to create? Like, what have you seen in terms of like the attention being drawn to joining your service? Like, is it sort of like waitlisted, people can't wait for it? Do you have to like do a bunch of like seeking and ads and looking for people? Like, how has that been?
Yeah, it's all of the above, right? Because a couple of things converge at once. One, we're doing a matchmaking service specifically for a culture that doesn't really have a strong nexus to matchmaking, right? So trying to educate Black people about the value of matchmaking. We're also trying to convert them to customers to a service that costs a lot more money than they're typically used to spending on finding love, right? Like when they're used to being able to just download an app for free and like swipe, right? So we're trying to explain to them that this is a better way of finding relationships. Look at all these other cultures that do this consistently, right? That they really have a grounding in matchmaking, right? And it's worth the investment, right? Like for men and women within our culture to invest in doing something like matchmaking, right? So we have kind of like a double hurdle. Then we also have the disparate balance, right? Ratio between the qualified men within our community and women, right? And so this is like, you can't like really sugarcoat, right? The fact that for most major cities where Black singles, me being generous, right? You're probably looking at 5 to 7 to 1, right? For the number of Black women to quality Black men, right? So you're talking about in most major cities, I'm being generous, okay? You're talking about 7 quality Black women to 1 male that's equally on like a playing field, right? Like we're talking about education, income, right? Like, so these 7 Black women are all trying to date this 1 Black man.
So do you have other people though? Because I think we're gonna have to journey into other people. You got to go find us some white men, some Asian men, some brown men.
Yeah, that's why we're ethnicity agnostic and sexuality agnostic on the suitor. We call it the suitor side. So like you can be a man of any ethnicity as well as a woman of any ethnicity, as long as you want to date and love up on Black women, right? Like, and you're serious about the pursuit of a meaningful relationship with Black women, you're able to apply to join Carpe Diem. And that's because like we really want the pool, right, of people to be as large as possible who potentially have access to our members. And so it's not easy, and other companies aren't necessarily investing in and don't have a vested interest in the state and welfare of our community, right? And so for me, it's not just I want Black women to succeed. I also want our community to succeed, right? Like I want our culture to succeed. I want marriage rates to continue to increase within our community. I want wealth to continue to increase within our community, partnership, 2-parent households. I want all of that to continue to increase. I want us to be able to find each other and like build together. And so there's not really that many companies and VCs and that are like clamoring at the bit to like give a lot of money to, brands that are trying to build within this niche.
I gotta get ready to let you go, but I do want to go ahead, Takia. I got one more question. Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead because my nerves just got bad. You know what I mean? They should know who I am. You understand what I'm saying? My nerves get bad, and I'm just like, what in the world? Because it does, it does make you feel a way, right? Like it's just like as you because we want love and support and families and marriage and all of that thing, and then it's just kind of like, and I'm old school. I'm just being honest, like, and I need you to court me. I need you to, baby, you got to come over here and ask me out on a date.
Ask me out on a date, Lord.
Like please, like, I don't, what I got to do to just listen. I don't look like this all the time. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm out here and I'm out here tipping and tapping, you know what I mean? Flipping and yapping. And I'm out, and it's like, ask me on a date.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not even, you ain't got to ask me out for ice cream. Like, we can start small. Ask me for coffee. I'm that girl. you
Right,
know?
right. Mm-hmm.
And I got to be in the bed by 7. I'm just not out that late.
Right.
So Nisa, I'm just trying to figure out
Mm-hmm.
what we supposed to do, girl.
We supposed to go to carpeDiem.dating.com.
Well, true. And I will say like remain encouraged, right? Like I don't want people to feel like doom and gloom about the status, like in the likelihood of you being able to find love, because I definitely, like, it's happening every day. Like we make matches every day. Like we made thousands of matches last year, just like within our own platform. And so I think, you know, having like I don't want to oversimplify like something that is obviously complex, but like having a positive attitude, putting yourself out there, like going out, you know, being open, making connections, investing in a platform, right? So you don't have to spend thousands of dollars with a matchmaker. We'd love to welcome you to Carpe Diem, right? But, you know, if you're going to use another platform, like pay for it, right? Because the best is behind the paywall, duh. Like people don't think that, like, they think that nobody's doing anything for free. They want to make your car a subscription model, right? They want AI to be a subscription model. Everything is going towards a subscription model. So the best is never on the free version. And so we mentally just have to get over the hurdle that you're going to get anything great for free. And so I think the days of like, oh, I just bumped into him, or, you know, I, you know, just swiped right and he was my soulmate, it's just the likelihood is just really, really low, because the motivation for that to happen is very, very low on the part of the companies that are building these platforms. So, you know, to the extent that you can, for 3 months, pay for the premium version of whatever it is that is your choice, and see if that gives you a different outcome, like in the quality of the matches and interactions. And then like maintain your standards, right? Like if you need to be asked out on a date, then if they don't ask you out on a date, then don't force the situation and keep moving. I always say, like, ultimately you have to be okay with it not working out, right? Like if he never comes along, if the guy, the Prince Charming on the horse, never rides up on the white horse, like you can still ride off into the sunset, right? Like your life will still be amazing. There's still other, you know, mini Prince Charmings along the way that you can still have an amazing, you know, experience with. And so I just think if it's like, are you looking at the glass half empty because you never get married or you never, like, quote unquote find the one? That's not my perspective after being a matchmaker for so long and seeing like relationships come and go and people think that they found their person. And then like even just in real life outside of Carpe Diem, I just think that it's very difficult to like put all of your eggs in a basket like that versus focusing on living a quality life that is like impactful and like filled with love and surrounded by love, and like doing the things that you can within your control to make space for the person that's going to like add to that, like if and when, right, like that person does come along.
Yeah, I think too, one thing I'll say about that is, from my matchmaking experience, I think I learned so much about myself. Mm-hmm. And I think that's another piece of like, because sometimes you just want a thing, but you don't know what that want is, where it's coming from, what the core of that is. So I think I would say, no, I'm going to say pay for Carpe Diem dating, go there.com. I have a different experience when it comes to paying for the apps. I feel like, but I think it was me that changed, not the app. So that's a whole bigger conversation. Real quick before I let you go, I just saw a report actually yesterday, I think it was, that dating apps actually just took a hit in revenue for the first time. And that Bumble is thinking about like bringing in AI, so AI like does the dating for you. I wanted to get some insight from you on like where you see AI going in your industry. You know, is it something that y'all are going to be bringing in, or you're thinking about, at least in terms of like how Carpe Diem will be evolving?
Yeah, so it's so funny because we like, of course, share all this industry news like internally amongst ourselves, and we, you know, have our own perspectives on, you know, what these, you know, larger conglomerate and companies are planning on doing. Of course, we're looking at how AI can enhance the matchmaking experience. To me, like the answer isn't less humans, right? Like the answer isn't like more technology, put more tech in between the human connection. I definitely think to the extent that AI can help with the vetting process, right? Like help you understand like whether or not this person is worth you interacting with on a human level, and getting to that part faster, I think is great. I did see someone do like a little bit of a review, which I thought was actually quite interesting on that Bumble announcement. And they pretty much just like, this AI thing is going to help a lot of men, right? Because a lot of men don't know how to hold a conversation. They don't know, right? Like they don't know how to take a photo. They don't know how to ask you out. They don't know how to present themselves, right? Like they don't know how to form sentences, right? Like, and so we as women glean so much from the texting conversation because we get a glimpse into like their personality and like, you know, who they are. And that will potentially be taken away from us, right? So we could be actually on a date with someone so we could be less safe, right? Like we could be more exposed to problematic behavior and men that are like less more problematic men, right? Because it's probably going to be a boon for men who otherwise could not get a date because their AI, not like whitewashing, but like, you know, it's kind of like
like it is doing the work for them.
Doing the work for them.
That part, that analysis, I'm like, I think that's 100% true.
Yeah.
Right. And will it feed into would it just feed into wherever your emotion is, right? So like, oh, she's getting antsy, you need to do this to her. Say this to her. Oh, she's got, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's so sticky. And that's a whole
this is scary. That's
scary.
It's almost like I don't know if you guys knew back in like maybe like 10 years ago, they actually had people that were doing this, like guys that were paying people to like DM women, have conversations with women. And like it was a job. Like you could pay someone to kind of be your like wingman on dating apps because like you were an exec or like you were just too busy and like you had too many matches. And so you pretty much talked to someone and like they did all this for you. And like if they set up a date for you, like they would put on your calendar and like send you the conversation. And so then you would actually go out on the date with the person. So to me, it's like, and people were so cringed out
doing that.
Actually. Yeah, but people were, when people were reading that article, they were so cringed out about that, right? Like they were like, so you don't really know anything about this person, but now you're on a date with them. So I think that there's some, like with anything new, there's going to be some benefit and like there's going to be some costs associated with it. And we're not going to really know till people really, really start using it. But I really feel like we need more human interaction and people need help. Like they just don't know. Like if you guys only knew the types of conversations I have with adults every single day, that they don't know what's going on. They don't know why they're messing up. They don't understand like what they did wrong on the date that didn't get them the second date. They like, it's mind-boggling. People who run like $1 million companies, right? Like people who are in major positions of power that do not have the interaction skills, the social interaction skills to date, and they need support. And so to the extent that AI can help people with that, great. I don't know if it's going to be a foolproof like replacement for like common sense, like coaching, right? To the extent that you may need like a matchmaker to kind of step in, but I guess we'll see.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Next is Shelly, founder of Carpe Diem. Y'all go to carpediemdating.com. It's funny, I actually know a couple men. I'm going to send it to them too. While we're talking, a couple of men who are looking to like, they want to get married and they want to have kids. And they're having trouble finding like quality folks. So I'm going to, and I'm always like, whatever, you ain't having no problems. You know what I mean? But like, I'm going to send them the link. So thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Good to talk to you.
Great. Thanks. Nice seeing you both.
Hey, bye.
Bye.
I mean, listen.
I'm glad I put my hat on today. That's what I wanted to say because my edges would have been gone. I
have been in these dating streets and child. So, okay, here's my experience with dating apps though. I stopped paying. So I would pay. I had like a whole little strategy. Okay.
Oh.
So what I do is I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna get a 3-month package. I'm gonna go real, and then maybe my strategy wasn't working, and that was the problem. But because I would be like, I'm gonna get a 3-month package, and I'm only gonna talk to people who match with me, like people who like me first. Because when you get a premium one, you can see who liked you first. So I'm only gonna evaluate. I'm not even gonna spend time swiping. I'm just gonna evaluate who's liking me. But then I found that sometimes what men do is they just go through and just swipe right, swipe right, swipe right, swipe right. And then they just talk to who likes them. Like they just keep swiping right. They even if they don't like the person, they may not swipe left. They just keep swiping right, and they play a numbers game with it. And I'm like, oh wow, that's what people do. I was really up here evaluating, like, do I like this? What's his sign? How tall is he? You know what I mean? Then kind of find out these men was playing a game with it and just swiping right, and just that was it. So I was like, oh shoot, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. And our next guest is a man. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That was a great segue.
It's great. It is. But I don't want to. Dang, Clay, we got to bring you up here under all this pressure. So coming to the stage. Okay, I want to welcome.
Hi guys.
Hi, Clay. Welcome. Clay Williams is is it Clairvoyante? Clairvoyante. I love that. Clairvoyante. Come on. Clay Williams is an investment and entrepreneurship ecosystem professional with over a decade of experience across venture capital, finance, public policy, and founder support. He currently works as an investment associate supporting investments. And so I am welcome. We were talking earlier about chargebacks, what small business owners are dealing with, and then talking a little bit about dating, but the dating industry is in terms of like AI and things like that. And you were venture for them. I love them. That's so great. Awesome. And I know y'all have did y'all do it already? The pitch competition at Times Square, I think it was.
That's June 6th. June 6th.
June 6th. Okay. So HBCU competition happening in Times Square up in New York. That's amazing. Everybody make sure you go and check them out. ventureforthem.com. So venture the number 4 them. I'll put it up on the screen in a minute. But so I'm excited. Oh, you put that in the note. That's what you want to talk about. Okay, cool. I remembered it from seeing it. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. On social media because I follow the page and stuff. Go ahead.
I've start off hot, and I'm sorry, Clay.
Bring it in. Are we asking them his marital status? What are we doing today?
This is a VC question. Like this is a VC question.
I'm gonna come.
Okay, no, I'm gonna be good. Okay, so Clay, listen, I had a conversation recently with a VC. Okay, and we were talking about actually pitching, right? And the person I was talking to mentioned that he was willing to, we were talking about like pitch decks and, when you get up there, and he was like, you know what, listen, I'm willing to fund a person that doesn't have a team. Like, you don't have to have a team to fund, especially if you're in like tech or something like that. I'm not even asking about your team, right? And then I was like, well, wait a minute, as a founder who has pitched, and that sort of thing, that is like one of the top things that a lot of times you get asked when you are pitching or when you are going after capital. You're asked like, who's on your team? How fast can you build a team? That sort of thing. So it really was kind of like almost appalling. Like, I'm like, are we doing, like, are we not supposed to do that? Are we being like, what's happening in the ecosystem where you're saying, listen, you don't have to have a team and I'll fund you as long as you have this, like, you understand what I'm saying, Clay?
Yeah, I understand. And like, obviously every investor is, individualistic and different, but transparently, we love a good team. We love to support a good team. I think that from that individual standpoint and that investor standpoint, he's probably limit how many people's on this cap table, right? How many people is going to interfere with what I want to influence in regards to this company. And that's probably what his thought process may be, as well as what AI workflows do they have already attached to their ecosystem. Because transparently right now, you can use AI to do a lot of great work, especially if you know Claude very well, how to deploy those AI agents. You don't necessarily need a marketing team. You don't necessarily need an accounting system, transparently. But if you have the right AI system, however, that's necessarily a good thing, because we want to be able to put people in those positions and put people in those spaces, because that keeps the accountability to a higher regard and higher standard. So I think that from that end of don't know what
Uh-oh.
firm he's with, if you may know. But I think that everybody's different. I think that he may want to be able to have a little bit more influence, a little bit more. He wants the founder to have a little bit more understanding, because I know there's a lot of everybody's creating an AI company right now. Everybody knows if you want to get
Yeah.
funded right now, create an AI company, influence some type of AI infrastructure into your framework, and you're going to get funded in some type of capacity. So I think that's probably another way he's trying to decrease the overhead but increase the workflow.
Thank you for
Yeah, I
that.
think that's interesting. Yeah, and it, depending on how he's investing, like, is he VC or is he an angel? Because I think like angel investing, if you're early stage, is really strong belief in the founder. They are may not be as strict in their thoughts, so like they may not, their filters may not be as hard, are not usually as hardcore as like a VC who's investing somebody else's money. um but the AI piece of it is really interesting in terms of like, where will the industry go, right? Like, will the current standards of vetting companies shift because people now look at it favorable to not have a team if you can really communicate how well you run your agents? I think that's the kicker, is like, do you have the competency around what it means to run a group of agents? And I would say, like, people out there, and this is something I'm thinking about starting too at BGV. Like, do we move to being an agency of agents, right? Where like we'll help you manage your agents. I think that like that's a rising a business that people are starting, which is like, how do you just manage agentic AI for other people and hold them accountable and things like that. So I think we're going to see more of that.
I think absolutely we see that right now. I mean, there's already been people doing that transparently in the content creation world. So
Yeah.
to be able to influence it in this capacity is already starting to be the tip of the iceberg in the context, like how it's moving in that direction. I am biased. I do not want to see Ami Bell and BGV turn in that space, because you guys are doing remarkable, phenomenal work with real
Thank you.
people. But I do believe that is the space that we are going in. Even if you want to create an SPV out of it, I think
Yeah.
that is a great conversation to have, because transparently, there are a lot of small businesses who need those kind of agents deployed. I was told from a mentor of mine, a managing partner of a major VC firm here in the city, that if you can be able to help those small business owners just by creating agents that can deploy marketing, deploying business, deploy finance, then you'll probably walk into a new threshold of opportunity, because that's where it is. Unfortunately, like, it's never going to back. It's like the internet being given to us. It's like it's never going to dial back, right? And AI agents are unfortunately are going to even get smarter and get even more capable of doing the work that humans are capable and suited to do.
Yeah, I think too, what you're saying, I think that we're living in an AI and world. I
Yep.
don't, I think the doom and gloom is like, oh, AI or it's gonna take you as you with AI, and I'm saying that I think industry is realizing that that won't work because it's not profitable as much, and so we're moving into an AI and. So I think that what I'm thinking about at BGV is we're a nonprofit, so I'm thinking about earned revenue and sustainability, right? And in the sense of like, oh, by the way, www.blackgirlventures.org, donate today. But I'm thinking about earned revenue sustainability, where we're not having to do such a big raise every year, right? Or
Yeah.
rely on corporations, or rely on, just only on family foundations. But it's like doing a mix of that. And so tell us a little bit about like what Venture for Them does. Like, let's go into that, because I just want to make sure that people know. And and y'all are in the DMV, right?
Yes, ma'am. We are in DMV. Proud to be DMV locals, legends coming back. I'm a guy that who's been over the globe. Lived in Los Angeles, California for a number of time. But I came back because I knew that we needed some work to get done. And being back, we have been able to hit the ball rolling. We have, again, you mentioned the pitch competition. We have June 6th in Times Square. We have an event in Martha's Vineyard August 6th as well. That's just more of a meet and greet, kind of like what we call a venture palooza kind of sense, where we just bring together like-minded individuals and have them network and build relationships with one another. But yeah, we do it all. We have an app on a marketplace in which we actually scrub the entire internet for grants, accelerator opportunities, pitch competitions, and put them all on one app for free, where individuals can actually apply directly through grants. We realized that in the marketplace, people, nonprofits such as yourself or other individuals who are small business owners are looking for grants, are looking for other ways to grow their capital, grow their opportunity, and grow their business. So we scrub that internet and we put them all on one platform so people can actually just go on the app and apply. We have thousands of grants available for free, and you just got to apply for it. And all you got to do is sign up on an account with us. And then what we do beyond that is have an accelerator model, right? We actually take individual small business owners, put them in a program where we teach them how to grow their business, how to coach their business, and we put in subject matter experts across the entire ecosystem to come and teach our business owners what to do, right? And how to grow and how to succeed. And sometimes it can be how to get your business out of bankruptcy. It can be how to scale your business at a certain level. It can be how to get your first customer, right? It could be how to create search engine optimization, right? SEO is a big thing right now. And we want to bring those like-minded experts and subject matter experts to teach our small business owners of how to move in that space. So we bring all these individuals together and give them the opportunity to grow, and we fund them. I think that's the big thing too, is like, you can just give them information and knowledge, but are you actually investing into them? And that's something that we do, and we're very proud of that.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, Clay, about that. We just had I'm in Baltimore. Baltimore when I'm really acting up. So we just
Hey,
had
we love Baltimore. Seriously, that's how we all met. We all met in Baltimore.
Yes. So we and that's another thing. Just put that on your pinnet. So we just recently had a listening session here in Baltimore with entrepreneurs, small business owners. And one of the things that was brought up was that like they are getting a lot of information, incubation, acceleration, and even getting some funding. One of the challenges that they're having is actually the time necessary to implement the learning that they are getting. Right. So like they're getting all of this amazing learning and, and I'm ready. And even, I even got an investment, 10, 15,000. Great. But I don't have the time now to implement all of the learning that I've received. So do you have any insight on, like what you're seeing in your ecosystem, or how an entrepreneur can yes, we're giving you this learning. This might be how you can take some time to implement and test if this is going to work in your market.
I mean, like you said, time is relative. Everybody has the capabilities to do what they're able to do, and that makes sense, right? I always tell people when you go through these programs, I won't name the programs, but we all know the programs, right? That all of us usually do. I think that just find what program, what lesson you were kind of what you took in and thought, okay, that's applicable to my business. I'm going to try that. I think that's more important than try to implement everything. I think that there are some things that may apply to you versus some things that aren't or don't. So use that opportunity to say, hey, okay, maybe I don't need this about how to do marketing, but I can learn how to scale my business doing X, right? Whatever that capability may be. I think following and analyzing and evaluating those KPIs, key performance indicators, and taking it back, internalizing it, and utilizing it for your business and how it can directly apply. Because everything may not be applicable. And to your point, people get busy, and I think that, as business owners or small business owners, especially if you're a solopreneur, as I mentioned, as the young lady mentioned earlier when she was on the call, is that, it's a very busy and distracted force, right? So you got to be able to understand and evaluate what's more important to me and how I'm going to apply it to my business directly.
Yeah, I think too.
And
people are signing up. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
No, I was gonna make a comment about the last lady about the marital status. I heard that earlier, and I just want to make it clear. I think it was hilarious, and I think that being single, I'm single right now, but she said that the thing that nobody's the best thing is behind the paywall. I think that sometimes the best thing could be right in front of you. Just gotta be open to it and evaluate it and see if it makes sense to you.
Yeah, you know what? I also agree with you in terms of well, first of all, we don't know the freaking answer. Let me just say that. I don't freaking know. You know what I'm saying? I done tried to paywall. I done tried to non-paywall. No. Let me say this. Wait, let me finish this venture for them conversation before we get. See, this is what I'm saying, Clay. You coming up here acting up, right? Because we did.
I know I had to.
We was all in the venture conversation, and yes, here you go.
My fault. I didn't mean to bring it back, but I just thought it was I wanted to get it out so bad. I have so many comments about what she said.
It's cool because she said men can't form sentences.
Exactly.
That was hilarious.
Exactly. Yeah, we're the
Okay.
most concentrated, educated group in America here in the DMV, but we can't
Yeah, in
form a
the
sentence to
DMV.
talk to a girl.
That's true. Hold on, Clay. Okay. So
This
here's how I want to say it. Last note then about the Venture for Them thing. Number one, everybody go ventureforthem.com, check them out. And also check out the upcoming HBCU if you're in New York, because we have a big New York contingent at BGV. If you're in New York, or if you're not in New York, you might want to drive up to see this. This is gonna be amazing. HBCU competition in Times Square. I think that's super dope. So y'all go check it out. But what I was gonna say is what happens with founders is they actually are choosing the wrong thing sometimes. So they'll see an accelerator, they'll go in an accelerator when you really need an incubator, right? Like if you want something that's gonna be slowed down, don't go into an accelerator, because an accelerator is exactly what it sounds like. It is a fast-paced section of time, certain amount of weeks or months or whatever, and it's let's go, 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 go. It's not, it's game time. It's not necessarily like muscle building time. Like you building those muscles as you go. It's not an off-season moment, right? So I think that but if you go into an incubator, it's sort of open-ended, or should be. I feel like also, let's be fair, a lot of the definitions and titles and all that have just been all over the place. Somebody's calling it accelerator, but it doesn't give you money. Somebody's calling it incubator, but it comes with a grant, and then then it has defined time. Like, to be honest, over the years, things have just gone haywire on like what a thing means. But, but don't be afraid to interview the program back, right? Like, yes, you have to apply, but don't be afraid to get some program officer or some project manager something's information, or ask somebody who's been in the program and go, what was your thoughts? How did it work for you? What did you get out of it? And I would recommend that for hiring any coach going into any program. Find somebody that's been through it and ask them, what are your thoughts on it? Like, what and get deep. If you feel like they're giving you BS, get deep. What was your top 3 takeaways? You know what I mean? What would you say they could do differently? Really figure out what's best for you and own that space too. But then sometimes you don't have time for that. But that is my recommendation overall. So venture for them, the number 4.com. Make sure you go check them out.
Wonderful. Thank you. Go ahead. You had a question?
Now I'm about to say on this dating front. Okay.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm here for it. Let's go.
So as a black man, okay, in a DMV, because I feel like I always hear black women's experience. Yeah, and I don't really get to talk to a lot of men. I have some male friends, but I don't, they don't really be giving me like what is happening, because I feel like it's so many beautiful, qualified, amazing black women out here.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, no? Clay,
we love them. We love them. I look, man, I love being on set. Now I'm playing. No, I golf, go to church, a great sensitive guy that's looking for a quality wife, and partner. I think that transparently, a lot of guys, some guys, I'll just be honest, they may have been in school for a long time. Again, we are really educated here in the community, and a lot of people may have went to school for about 10 years additional to undergrad. A couple of my boys out here are dentists and lawyers, so they've been in school for an extended period of time. So they're just getting out of that funk. So they may not be looking for a partner. That may be a problem or issue. And there may be other people who have not just met their needs, what they look for in a wife. And I think that a lot of women out here are remarkable women. I think that, but I do want to say that I don't think that I think education is amazing. I think we all should look at education. I think Malcolm X said education is the passport to the future, and I think that we should understand and quantify that. But I do believe that there are people in the ecosystem who are not matching each other in person because they may not have the same, similar, or mutual kind of like understanding of where they want to go. I think that is kind of like more of the conversation now when I talk to my friends about dating, is that, okay, one of my boys, like a lot of people in the area transparently are transplants, right? So they're like, well, I want to go back to Texas. I want to go back to North Carolina. I want to go back to Georgia. So, I may not be looking for Mrs. Right because I know I got to go back home. However, if I do find her, she has to be okay with going back to my hometown or going back to where I go from. And, I think that the education piece is solid because everybody wants somebody equally yoked, right? So then it's like you go into that niche, right? Okay, if I'm a venture capitalist or if I'm a lawyer, if I'm a dentist, I kind of want somebody who's also at a similar playing field. Maybe not be at that same level, but I want them to be kind of similar. that we can have a conversation. One of my boys right now, he's a lawyer. He's having a really hard time with his person because they're not at the same educational level of understanding when it comes to bigger thought, right? And I think that's a big thing when it comes to marriage.
This is
Because
interesting. We can talk
go
about
ahead.
this all night. I gotta let Amber up.
Oh yeah,
We're
my
gonna have to
fault.
bring back. No, you're good. You're good. It's such a good conversation, and I feel like we may have to like do a show that's like a panel. And I say that because you're not like what you're saying. I do hear from men, right? It's like there is a and from women, there is a like big thinking piece that people want it's hard to quantify or qualify in the beginning stages of the relationship. It's like you hit a place where you're like, oh, you actually just want to do this your whole life? You know what I mean? Like, I never wanted that. Couldn't you see that from the beginning? And then there's a friction there. I think I'm finally getting to a place where I'm like, do I need him to think as big as I do? Or do I just need him to not hold me back from big, like, and figuring out the matchup of like, you can ground me because I'm a hot air balloon. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. I'm in these streets. I'm colorful. I'm flying. I'm doing all the things.
As you should.
But some men are like, but wait, you know what I'm saying? But wait, what you doing what now? You gonna go do, you breathing? You doing breath work? You out here, you know what I'm saying?
You don't need that guy.
To find yourself, you know what I mean? Like, they don't understand broader healing too. I think that's another thing that women in healing. Anyway, let me tell you.
I love a good sound bath, man.
We're gonna bring this back.
I love a good sound bath. I think that as men and women, I think that
I had some black men be like, "What's the sound bath? We're gonna get in the tub. What are we doing?"
They not listening. You gotta teach them. You gotta be aware. I mean, as a black man, listen, man, I'm single. I'm out here, but I hike. I'm a nerd. You know what I'm saying? I love finance. I love this money game. I love understanding what's going on in the political spectrum. Like, we have to be able to find somebody who can kind of like be a nerd with. You know what I'm saying? Go hiking with me. I go to yoga. I go to church. I play golf. Right? So find me in an interest, like mutual interest. Like, I go going to concerts and comedy shows and what I'm saying, theater and Broadway, right? And it's like we got to be able to find somebody who's willing to go with us to those spaces, even if they may not understand them. Just be willing to go. Some people just want to go to the club.
But I feel
go to 12 stories, and I'm like,
that's easy. I mean, I feel like
it's easy, but it's not though, because transparently, you got to find somebody who's willing to be at that level. Like, I'm going to a gala, tomorrow, right? I'm going to a gala tomorrow. And I know some people love galas, but then I got to be able to say, but we want to go to the cookout on Georgia Avenue, right? We need to go get some soul food because that's who I am, a guy who's from here. So it's like, I want both sides of the spectrum. I want to be able to, hey, let's go to this cookout on this corner and get some Chinese food or carry out or whatever. But then let's also go to this gala tomorrow and look fancy in our black tux, you know what I'm saying? A beautiful dress. It's the duality of it all, because a lot of us are like me. Like, a lot of my friends are just like me, may come from a certain area, but also have a really great job and live in a really great space where we live in the best of the best, but we also want to eat something that's from our community and our care that tastes like grandma. But also want to go hiking. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you. It's just
we gotta let you go
equality.
because of time. Now I gotta get my kid to school.
Yeah, let me go.
But we're gonna have to bring this back because what I'm becoming increasingly curious about as I listen to you and as I listen to my other guy friends and women, if that's what you're saying, and a lot of women are also saying the same thing, then what is actually the thing? Because I hear a lot of women who are also culture, hiking, yoga, yada, 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 can go from the cookout to the boardroom to the, I see that. And then I see also my black male friends the same way in venture capital, politics, so the thing ain't, there's something else happening that we need to figure out underneath all of this. And that's what I'm becoming increasingly. I have two male friends. I think, at least, I ain't never dated them, but I think they seem like amazing candidates, doing well, professional, educated, well-connected, all of that. But then I'm like, well, why? What's happening? To me, I'm like, oh, well, just go out and find somebody. You know what I mean? But maybe the easiest person for them to find may not be the match that they're looking for. I don't know. But we're going to have to bring this back because this has been so intriguing for us to dig into. And there's so many layers. And I feel like there's layers that the internet isn't getting to. The internet keeps stopping at this at the layer of qualifications. Well, I do this, and I'm this smart, and she's that smart, and it's like, kill all that. What's beneath that? You know what I mean? Something
what kind
is
of person are
beneath
you?
that.
What's your character like? I look at characters who you are when no one is watching. What is your character? I find out who your character is. That's how I know how far we can go.
And then what's impacting that? Is that society? It's, you know what I mean? Societal things. Like, anyway, we gotta go, Clay. Okay, yeah. I gotta let you go because I gotta bring
for
them.
So
this is really good. Venture for them.
Follow me. Hey, Clay. See Clay Williams if you want that.
And Clay is single, so if you out single. There.
Yeah, June 6th, Town Square. If y'all in Martha's Vineyard, we go to Martha's Vineyard every summer. So we're gonna throw an event out there as well. Feel free to come to that. It's gonna be a great time. Again, at Clay Williams on Instagram. And just check in with me. I actually was interested to see what Takia had to say. She was quiet.
Oh, go ahead.
And she never quiet, so I want to hear Takia say something. Talk to me.
Listen, I think it's a lot of conversation. Like I said, I do think that there is a disconnect. So I do believe that men are saying some similar things that women are saying. And it's almost like we're speaking different languages, but saying the same thing. So it's about us trying to figure out how we can connect and get to that language. But I do think it's also a conversation that needs to be had around aging, right? So like dating as you age, right? So what you were doing when you were teenagers and 20s and 30s is not the same when you're 40s and your 50s and your 60s. And so I think there is also conversation that needs to be had in relation to how you're dating and what you're looking for as you age, you know, through the process. So it's going to be a bigger and a larger conversation. I think we should be open. You know, I'm not necessarily, you don't have to have a degree to date me. You understand? However, you do have to bring certain things to the table the same way I have to bring certain things. And it's not the table, it's the relationship. You have to bring certain things to our relationship the same way that I do. I just think it's a disconnect in communication. And we're not always saying what we really want, right? What we really need. And we're not getting it out in the open early. Like, I don't want you to know what my favorite color is. It's all the colors. We need to figure out, you know what I'm saying? How do you budget your money? You understand what I'm saying? Are you investment ready? Like, there's certain things. And I think we kind of get to that surface level and we don't go above it. So we'll come back, Clay. I promise you. And you might see me on June 6th in New York. You never know.
Please feel free to come up. Like I said, we're back by NASDAQ. It's going to be a really wonderful program. It's more than just the pitch competition. It's a whole program worth of meetings, panels, discussions. Our pitch competition is going to take over, though, because, you know, when we step up to the front, we go out the park. And like I said, we're back by NASDAQ, so it's going to be really beautiful. Really great people. Again, the judges are ranges from like the NBA Foundation to Milken Institute to Bowie State University. It came on as a sponsor. Like, a lot of great companies are supporting us in doing this initiative and performing and showing up for us. So we would love to have you. Again, we have 5 wonderful individuals pitching from us from wonderful different institutions. They're also graduates, but they also went to HBCU. So we love to support our own, bringing them to New York City. It's the first time they ever had a pitch competition in Times Square, and we're shutting it down to show up for our people. So we would love to have you.
I'm excited about it.
Good.
All right, have a good rest of your day, Clay. We appreciate you. We're gonna have you back for this dating conversation.
All you gotta do is text me. I'm here.
All right. All right. Have a good day.
Bye.
All right, bye. I love this. It's such an on fire conversation. I'm gonna bring up Amber so she can just jump right in because we gotta keep it moving because I do have to get my kid to school. That's the only thing about the difference in time over here versus over there. It's like over here it's 7:13. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still got a whole day. Y'all almost at midday over there in the way.
Yeah, we did ours early. We
right. There you go. So just for a second to reset. Our first guest was Nasa Shelley, and she is the founder of Carpe Diem, which is a dating matchmaking service. And that's how we got into this dating conversation. If y'all joining, y'all like, how did they end up talking about that? We were talking about the dating industry. We were talking about the industry of dating apps and dating services. We're also talking about Takia told a story this morning about chargebacks. And so we're talking about payment processing and what that looks like. And Nasa actually gave us some really great information about, in the service industry, they also face chargebacks. And what happens then, there's different companies that you can work with. So if you work with your regular, just like Stripe or Shopify, that's one way. But then they're more consumer, what's the word? Favorable. They favor the consumer. But then you have other companies that are high risk processors, payment processors that favor the company or fight on behalf of the companies. And so really interesting knowledge to know. I think, as we have, and then Clay just happened to be on while we were talking to Nasa. So he's like, I gotta get in on that. And so, but Venture for Them is really great people. Let me say that. I really enjoy their team. And I think that they really have great hearts around the work that they're doing and trying to push founders forward. So make sure you check them out, ventureforthem.com, and also Carpe DM, the letter D, the letter M, dating.com. So if you're out there and you're looking to be a match to be made, check them out. And up next, our next guest is Amber Epperson. I want to bring her up. She is the founder of Scented Vine. Let's bring her up.
Scented Vine.
Y'all, I'm backstage hollering. I really need y'all to know. First, right out the gate, we just met, but I'm back here hollering because Miss Takia, your face, the stories that I was reading as he was talking, and I'm sitting here just the key that came out of my chest. Okay, let's go ahead.
Listen, I know we good girlfriends, but I know, baby, and I be trying to get it together.
It came in, but then when you came in, I was like,
I got it.
How y'all doing? Because I heard you got to take your baby to school. I'm fresh off of pickup. Not drop off. Look at it, already switching up. I'm fresh off, so I'm here.
Okay, Amber Epperson is the founder of the Scented Vine, a scent consultancy where story, science, and brand strategy meet. She helps companies, creatives, and communities find the scent that tells their story. One of the things you want to talk to us today about is a research study on a new way that scent can be used to help students and people with autism and individuals with dementia, which is super interesting. I'm curious about, let's talk about the Scented Vine and what made you start this. I have a super sensitive nose, so I'm really big on smell. But tell me a little bit about like scent. How did you come to that, right? Like you could be doing anything in the world. Like how did you come to this piece?
It was not my choice. So my background is hospitality and events, higher education, and nonprofit. And I was drastically overworked and mediocrely underpaid. And I was like, God, it has to be more than this. What's the next play? He was like, yeah, start a candle company. And I said, me? That's cute. He said, no, start a candle company. So me being a hard-headed daughter that I am, I said, I got you. That's what's going to change the world. I'm on it. So I took that one directive and I ran and I started making candles. I had never made a candle a day in my life, but I quit my job October 2017. I didn't make my first candle until December 2017. I was like, we in this. Let's go. Look at your face. Listen, that was me. When you ready, there's a difference. There's a whole gap between here's the vision and then where's the execution? Where's the strategy? What are you doing? I didn't need it. I was so ready to go. I just jumped like most founders do. And he was like, you hard-headed, but it's okay. So we spent 4 years building what was, I thought, going to be, here's how people are really going to connect. It's with these amazing scented products and they're eco-friendly. And he was like, that's not it, baby. That's not deep enough. That's not where you're trying to go. So when I finally got serious about protecting this thing that I was building, I got an attorney and she was like, great, let's get your IP together. She said, but wait, cease and desist immediately, my love, because there's a company out in Utah who basically, if they decided to do this, the names are way too serious. They could come in and you'll be done. So we wiped our face, wiped the snot, threw everything away. I was like, okay, where am I going? What do you want me to do? He was like, if you're ready to listen, I can finally tell you, you are naturally a connector. This could be of people, of stories. Making a candle was not the end goal. It was one tiny, tiny, tiny piece of a much bigger strategy. So the Scented Vine exists because every single person has a story. I don't care if you are a company, right? And you're like, oh, I need everybody to feel this brand. Here's what you need to do. I don't care if you are someone who just loves having guests over. If you are the natural kickback house, if you're a host, you're like, hey, when you come in my house, this is how you need to feel. If you're a nonprofit, if you're a movement, we've worked with independent musical artists. Everybody has a story. we want to make sure that your story is not just heard, because you focus so hard on the visual and how people hear you that you forget they need to really feel you and they need to remember you. And so science has already told us that scent is the only sense that directly connects to the brain. It's the one that's why you can, when you smell something, it comes up way more vividly than if you just see a picture or if you just hear a song. They all work. But scent doesn't have to be processed by the brain. It has its own area that's connected to your emotions and your memories and how you're influenced and what you do and how you feel about something. I help people turn their stories using science into a scent that they can integrate into what they're already doing. So then people are like, oh, like a luxury hotel. We're like, it's deeper than that. That's one way. That's scent marketing.
Do you do like scent workshops or at all? Or do you do
I sure do. I sure do.
Because we're gonna do a so quick plug. Futures We Build Summit on Friday. The tickets will go live for our summit. It's called Futures We Build, and the website is futureswebuild.com. So make sure you go check that out. Make sure you go and get your go get your tickets. We're gonna have a wellness day on the Thursday, on that Friday. So September the 11th, we're gonna have a wellness day. And we're thinking about what we want to have in that wellness day. And I would love to do something around like story, like your story, developing your scent. Yeah, where are you based?
I'm in Savannah, so I'm anywhere I need to be though.
How'd you learn about BGV?
Oh, I've been following y'all for years.
Oh, okay, cool.
Now how? I don't know, but where we need to be.
I love a woman that say, I'm anywhere you need me to be. That's what when you just like, where are you from? Anywhere you need me to be. Like
I'm from here. I'm way in the low country, good in country, but my husband works for an airline. We're not gonna plug them. But if I gotta jump on it, I'm on it. And I'm wherever they fly. So yeah. But yes, we do sensory workshops. We just did one called a healing hangout for Black and brown women who always feel like, you feel like you're about to crash out. Like, I can't get it together. I'm good at work, but I come home and I'm snatching on my kids. That's your nervous system. Let's see how we can do scented self-regulation. What do you need for you and your story? Like, we sure do. It's our wellness education point.
Okay.
Listen,
I love it.
Listen, because I'm cutting up. Because I'm a scent girl.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite type of time.
Okay, Amber, we got act right because
y'all gotta act right because I got 9 minutes.
Okay, we gotta get the baby.
I'm gonna do my best. You see, I'm holding myself together like this.
Yeah. Okay. So I love a good scent. Like, I'm a scent girl. I love, body scents and all of that, house scents and all of that. So just really briefly, if you're a business owner, when you think about like curating or creating a scent that goes along with like to evoke feeling, what are you looking for? Like, what are you trying to pull out? What do I need to bring to you as the scent strategist so that you know how to start pulling together some scents that I can work with?
Okay, so that's the perfect question. Thank you. Most businesses are like, hey, first, they're like, I don't have a physical location. How do I do this? You don't need a physical location. I need you to have a story. When they come to me, they're like, hey, we are Lux and we do this and we sell this and here's our service. I'm like, that's not what you do. That's how you do it. Right. So if you were to say, oh, we have these different venture cohorts and that's not what you do. That's just how you do what you do. Right. If you were to say, no, I make sure that Black women are funded so that they don't fail, so that they can move forth. Great. That's a story we can start with. What exactly does this look like? How do you operate? What are your client touch points? Who is the client? What do they need to know about you? What do you need to feel? How do you need to be remembered? We work with that because here's the thing. Even like you just said, I'm very sensitive to scents. That's just a part of the strategy. That means you can't be like Abercrombie and Fitch. As soon as somebody comes to you, you have now drowned them and choked them with the scent. That's just logistics, right? But in terms of what do I smell like, what do you need them to know? Because whenever you smell something, your brain is smelling that before you are consciously aware. So your brain, as soon as a scent hits it, is like, oh, we feel like this. Oh, I got this. I feel angry. Oh, I got this. I'm calm.
What are some examples of scent related to feelings? Like, could you give us some like concrete examples? Like,
so here's the thing. Every single person is different. I could give you a Google answer and say, oh, if you want to feel calm, you need lavender, but that's not true. For example, I just work with the photography company, and her thing is I want to make sure that when Black people walk into me and I'm telling their stories visually, their shoulders relax. They feel like the grandma just took a peppermint out the purse and handed it to them. I want them to know, like, hey, who your people are? Where you from? I want them to realize that even if you are going to say, I don't feel comfortable in pictures, you're comfortable here and you're safe here. So safety, inclusion, belonging. How do we turn that into a scent? What do your people need? For example, a good sandalwood and spice is going to tell the brain, I'm grounded. That doesn't mean, oh, you need to always have sandalwood. It means that you need to include something that tells the brain you are grounded and you are safe, right? So we kind of have to pick and plug and build and curate based on who your audience is. And again, how they need to feel. What do you want them to do? Science is going to dictate what that scent is. It's not like, oh, let's make something that smells real good. That's not enough.
And in this scent that people are making, is this about atmosphere? Is it candles? Is it oils? Or is it all of the above?
It could be absolutely anything. So in terms of the final product, what does that look like? I do not recommend just one. So for example, if you're like, oh, I'm a tech company, but we're about to go and show up at these different places to start doing this. Great. That's one client touch point. Do you want to do ambient scenting? Meaning, do you want to have a diffuser in a physical space? We also are the manufacturer. We can make that for you. But if you are purely digital, great. Do you want to send out something when you're doing founder packets? Do you want to use sensory rich descriptions on your website? The thing is, your final product or tangible thing that actually deploys that scent could be multiple things. And it is based on how you operate. Don't change what you do or how you operate. Our goal, like the other scent companies, like here's a diffuser, put it in your space and just make sure they spell it when they spell it when they walk in. That doesn't work for everybody. 90% of people are left out, right? So if you're like, well, listen, I show up to farmers markets, or I'm a corporate company and we do large events. Hey, we send out orders because we ship from our garage. Cool, let's do package scenting. Or maybe you want to create your own white label line of scented products that fit your story so that you can have a revenue stream. Maybe you just want to do an event for your people, because I work with mental health practitioners. What do you need? We will create the product and the strategy. But the thing is, it's just how do we need to get your story out? So it could be many different things. It's not just atmosphere. It is all about the experience. We're an experiential brand. I'm trying to immerse you in that thing.
I love all the things about it. I just love it. I just love Omi. I know you got it. I know, because it's time to get the baby to school. Amber, tell us how we can find you and things like that. Tell us how we can work with you so that way I can go ahead on and get my sensory experiences happening.
The sensory experiences. It is the Scented Vine everywhere. Google, Yahoo, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, where you could just type it in. Google will lead you to the Scented Vine, and then we will help you figure out what's the best way to enter into this process. Because maybe it's not a product. Maybe you just want me to come in and work with you. Maybe you want to, whatever it is, we can talk. We're just going to do a free scent discovery call and work this thing out.
Okay.
I love it.
Are you, we didn't talk about this part, but science wise, was this something you like studied in school? Did you like, you talked a little bit about your development and the company sense, but like, do you have scientists in your family? Like what was the?
So it's all partners. So the science piece came in later when he was like, you got to be a little bit more credible with how you do it. So I had to go back and we studied. We don't have to get a degree, but we needed certifications. So we needed to actually study what does the brain do when this happens. But here's the best part, because I wholeheartedly, full chest believe I don't have to do or know all the things. I just need to be surrounded by the people who I can trust who do. So we've created a collaborative network of other people who this is their jam and their jelly. They do the research. I make sure we're aligned in terms of our values and how we want to access and serve our community. And we're good that way. So no, I am not a scientist by trade. I'm actually an event planner. That's what we do by trade, right? But I know the people. God has sent the people like that's your partner. I'm like, appreciate it. That's who I needed.
Okay.
I love it.
Thank you so much for joining. This is really good.
For having me here.
Thank you,
this is really good. We're gonna have to get some scent with some pheromones in it so we can get these dates going.
So y'all get the right people. Be careful.
Figure that out.
Everybody.
That's right. We got to figure that out.
Go get your baby. Y'all enjoy y'all day.
Right,
you too, gorgeous. Have a good day.
Bye.
What a great show today. It was wonderful.
It was so good.
It was. Thank y'all for joining us. You're watching the 30-Day Show, the BGV Edition. I'm Omi Bell. I'm here with my co-host, Takia Ross. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay. We here Monday through Friday for the next 30 days. Talking junk, shenaniganizing, and as the kid would say. Yeah. And yeah. Oh, go to BGV. Though I ain't told y'all nothing I'm supposed to tell y'all. All right, Detroit. No, that's not right. Not Detroit. Oh, yeah. Detroit, we're having a virtual pitch competition on June 5th at 6 p.m. It'll be live on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. 10 founders from our Detroit cohort. And the top 3 will advance to go to DC in September to be able to pitch for another top prize. On June 18th, we're going to be doing a TikTok telethon. And so you can join us live. We're going old school. We're going to be fundraising lives, like donate to BGV. Saturday, July 18th, we're going to be in New York for our pull up and pitch. The locations to come. Also, the Futures We Build Summit. Futures, Futures, webuildsummit.com. Go get your tickets. Registration opens this Friday. Our summit will be September the 9th through the 12th. Make sure y'all check that out. Did I tell y'all all the things? I think I tell you. Chicago, we pulling up. All right, Chicago. Make sure y'all there. Y'all don't want to miss it. We will be there May 30th, 10 to 2 p.m. Doors open at 8:30. M Hub, 1623 West Fulton Street. Pull up, shoot your shot, walk away with some money. Thank y'all so much for watching. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow.
All right, bye. And we out. We did it.